英語で国内ニュースです。優しい英語で今日の出来事をお届けします。
A U.S. paper reports the Defense Department is preparing for weeks-long ground operations in Iran, possibly with special forces. President Trump's approval is uncertain. With the Iran conflict in its fifth week, the U.S. has deployed Marines and plans to send thousands from the 82nd Airborne Division.
Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels admitted attacking Israel on March 28th, the first since U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran. Israel detected missile launches. The Houthis stated this was in response to regional infrastructure attacks, warning their involvement could escalate tensions.
A 23-year-old ground self-defense force lieutenant was arrested for invading the Chinese embassy in Tokyo on March 24th. He traveled by Shinkansen, bought a knife, and was apprehended by embassy staff. He admitted the charge, stating he wanted China to refrain from strong statements. Police searched his base.
A 33-year-old man died after being hit by a van on the Shuto Expressway's Yokohama line in Yokohama on March 29th. He had exited a taxi and was crossing the road. The accident, which occurred around 2:55 a.m., caused a 5-hour closure on part of the expressway.
Japan will introduce a blue ticket system for dangerous bicycle riding from April. Police warn violations like riding with earphones or speeding on sidewalks could lead to enforcement. The system aims to prevent accidents, but some worry about unclear criteria and public awareness of bicycle road rules.
A 20-year-old woman was arrested on March 29th for allegedly abandoning an infant's body, wrapped in a towel, in a Nagoya internet cafe room. Police were called after staff reported a strange smell. The woman, found in the room, admitted the charge. The incident occurred in Nagoya's entertainment district.
Over 170,000 pages of documents related to the Moritomo Gakuen land sale are now disclosed. The scandal involves the 2016 sale of state land at an 820 million yen discount justified by alleged waste removal. Questions arose due to unusual terms and former PM Abe's wife's involvement.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un oversaw a ground test of a new solid-fuel rocket engine, special forces training, and a new main battle tank on March 29th. State media reported the engine, with 2,500 kilonewtons of thrust, aims to enhance strategic strike capabilities.
President Trump has reportedly made negative comments regarding U.S. involvement in NATO. He specifically questioned the alliance's collective defense obligations, implying a potential shift in U.S. policy. These remarks could raise concerns among member nations about the future of the organization.
A 6-year-old boy died on March 28th after being hit by a truck on a prefectural road in Aomori City. Police arrested the 36-year-old truck driver on suspicion of hit and run as he fled the scene. The arrested employee reportedly partially admitted to the charges.
次は社会のニュースです。
JR East legal staff secretly recorded civil court proceedings from 2017 to 2021. This was discovered in late 2021 through an internal report. The company disciplined the employees in 2022 but kept it private. Court rules prohibit recording without a judge's permission. JR East stated it did not authorize these actions.
A 20-year-old woman from Gifu Prefecture was arrested in Nagoya for allegedly abandoning an infant's body. Police found the body, wrapped in a towel, in a private room of an internet cafe in Nagoya's Nishiki 3 Chome. Staff reported a strange smell. The woman admitted to the allegations.
A 6-year-old boy was killed in a hit-and-run in Aomori City on March 28th. Police arrested a 36-year-old Shuhei Yamaya who drove a crane truck. He later returned to the scene. Yamaya admits hitting something but denies knowing it was a person. Police are investigating the accident's cause.
A 23-year-old self-defense force lieutenant, Akihide Murata, was arrested for trespassing into the Chinese embassy in Tokyo on March 24th. He admitted the charge, stating he wanted China to curb aggressive remarks. Murata traveled to Tokyo by bullet train and bus, purchasing a knife before the incident.
A 21-year-old female employee was fatally stabbed at a Pokemon shop in Ikebukuro's Sunshine City on March 26th. The suspect, her former boyfriend, allegedly chased the fleeing woman and persistently attacked her after she fell. Investigations are ongoing into the details of the incident.
A 51-year-old JR Tokai train driver fell asleep, causing a limited express train to emergency stop at Nagoya Station. The train entered 16 kilometers per hour over the speed limit, activating safety brakes. No passengers were injured, but the train was delayed. JR Tokai is investigating the incident's cause.
Tetsuya Yamagami, accused of assassinating former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, responded to a written interview. Sentenced to life imprisonment, Yamagami was asked about support systems that could have changed his situation. He replied, "There is no such thing, Unification Church." The full response was not detailed.
Japan's security laws mark their 10th anniversary this year. Over the past decade, these laws have led to a significant expansion of the self-defense forces' activities. This development reflects Japan's evolving defense posture in response to regional and global security challenges.
Defense tax increases will start in April. Corporate tax will rise by 4%, and heated tobacco products by 20 to 50 yen. Income tax will increase from January next year. The government aims to secure over 1 trillion yen. However, securing future defense funds remains a challenge due to the unstable security environment.
Japan will introduce a blue ticket system in April for dangerous bicycle riding. Police emphasize bicycles are vehicles, meaning unsafe acts like using earphones or speeding on sidewalks can result in tickets. While aiming to prevent accidents, concerns remain about unclear violation criteria and public awareness of these new rules.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
The dollar hit 160 yen in New York, a first since July 2024. This rise is due to Middle East tensions driving safe haven dollar buying and increasing U.S. interest rate hike expectations. Concerns are growing over possible yen buying intervention by Japan's government. The yen has fallen 2.74% since late February.
U.S. stock markets continued their sharp decline, with major indices hitting over 7-month lows. The Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and Russell 2000 all entered a correction phase. All three indices have fallen for 5 straight weeks, the longest in 4 years amid Middle East concerns curbing risk appetite.
Executives of Japan's Liberal Democratic Party emphasized preparing for a prolonged Middle East situation. They stated the party would support people's livelihoods. One executive also mentioned public resolve in discussions about controlling gasoline demand, indicating potential impacts on daily life.
Japan's government is cautious as the yen nears 161 per dollar, a level that prompted intervention in 2024. Finance Minister Katayama hinted at resolute measures. However, the yen's volatility, driven by Middle East developments, makes intervention decisions difficult. The Bank of Japan may consider an April rate hike to address the weak yen.
Former BOJ Governor Haruhiko Kuroda said Japan's policy interest rate should rise from 0.75% to 1.5%. He believes an April rate hike is not strange given stable growth and 2% inflation. Kuroda also warned Middle East tensions and soaring oil prices could cause unexpected inflation, potentially accelerating rate hikes.
As the fiscal year-end nears, Japan's ruling party seeks early passage of the new budget bill. The opposition, however, finds month-end approval difficult, demanding more thorough deliberation. A provisional budget bill is expected next week, as the main budget's passage by year-end seems challenging.
The Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan held its party convention, deciding its New Year's activity policy for next spring's unified local elections. The party will not merge with the centrist Reform Alliance. Instead, it plans to field its own candidates, campaigning independently.
Chinese EV maker BYD announced its December 2025 fiscal year results, reporting a 19% drop in net profit to 32.6 billion yuan. This marks BYD's first profit decline in 4 years, exceeding analysts' forecasts. Intensified domestic competition is a key contributing factor.
Shizuoka Financial Group and Nagoya Bank announced a business integration for April 2028. This aims to strengthen their partnership amid intensifying competition among financial institutions driven by the Bank of Japan's interest rate hikes. The integrated entity's total assets will reach 22 trillion yen, ranking among Japan's top regional banks.
G7 foreign ministers meeting in France discussed support for Ukraine. They reaffirmed their solidarity with Ukraine and committed to working closely towards achieving a just and lasting peace. The meeting emphasized international cooperation to resolve the conflict and ensure regional stability.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Osaka Tuan defeated Senshu Matsudo 3-2 in the Spring Koshien semifinal, reaching the final for the first time in 4 years. They will face Chiban Gakuin from Nara on March 31st. Osaka Tuan aims for its 10th championship, having won all 9 previous finals.
Hiroshima Carp pitcher Ryoji Kuribayashi achieved a near-perfect game in his first start. He completed 9 innings with only 95 pitches, a Maddox. Kuribayashi allowed just 1 runner on a hit, facing 28 batters. His excellent performance secured a 1-0 victory against Chunichi on March 29.
White Sox player Munetaka Murakami hit his second solo home run of the season. Playing as the cleanup hitter and first baseman against the Brewers, Murakami's homer marked his second in 2 consecutive opening games. He continues a strong start in Major League Baseball.
Dodgers player Shohei Ohtani went hitless against the Diamondbacks. However, his team achieved a come-from-behind victory, marking their 3rd consecutive win since the season's opening. The Dodgers are aiming for a strong season, showing early momentum in Major League Baseball.
Japan's national football team secured a 1-0 victory against Scotland in an international friendly substitute. Midfielder Junya Ito scored the decisive goal in the 39th minute of the second half. This win, against a World Cup participating nation, comes 2.5 months before the North American World Cup begins.
Blue Jays player Kazuma Okamoto started as the cleanup hitter in his 2nd Major League Baseball game. He recorded a hit for the 2nd consecutive game. Furthermore, his team achieved its 2nd consecutive walk-off victory. Okamoto's strong performance contributes to the Blue Jays' exciting start to the season.
Japanese horse Forever Young finished 2nd in the Dubai World Cup. This is his first loss in a year, meaning he could not avenge last year's 3rd-place finish. Previously, Forever Young had a winning streak, including the Breeders' Cup Classic and 2 Saudi Cup victories.
At the Figure Skating World Championships, Japan's Yuma Kageyama, starting from 6th, delivered a strong free skate. He achieved a personal best score, moving up to second place in men's singles. His compatriot Shun Sato also performed well, securing the bronze medal by finishing in third place.
Japanese golfers Chisato Iwai and Minami Katsu are tied for third place after the third round of a women's U.S. Tour event in eighths made a strong comeback with birdies on the final 2 holes.
K. Antonelli won the F1 Japanese Grand Prix final race at Suzuka Circuit. Starting from pole position, Antonelli secured the victory. The race took place under clear skies with a dry track. Air temperature was 17.3 degrees Celsius and track temperature was 29.7 degrees Celsius.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
Yemen's Houthi rebels announced on March 28th they will continue attacking Israeli military bases with missiles and drones. They clarified these attacks are limited to military targets in Israel, not ships in the Red Sea. This declaration could escalate regional conflict. U.S. Marines based in Japan arrived in the Middle East on March 27th.
The U.S. Pentagon is reportedly preparing for weeks-long ground operations in Iran, possibly with special forces. This is to provide President Trump with options, not a final decision, according to a White House spokesperson. Public opinion strongly opposes ground troops, with officials suggesting goals can be achieved without deploying them.
U.S. Central Command announced that Japan-based Marine Corps units and an amphibious assault ship arrived in the Middle East on March 27th. This force, including the USS Tripoli and the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit from Okinawa, totals about 3,500 personnel. Experts warn that if the U.S. launches ground operations, the conflict could become significantly more complicated.
The U.S. Central Command announced on March 28th that an amphibious assault ship carrying Marines arrived in its region, intensifying pressure on Iran. With concerns about escalating conflict, Pakistan is actively pursuing diplomatic efforts as a mediator. This aims to de-escalate tensions and find a resolution amidst the ongoing military operations.
Large anti-Trump demonstrations were held across the U.S. on March 28th, marking the third such event since his second term. Protesters criticized the ongoing attacks on Iran and the administration's strict illegal immigration policies. Demonstrators in cities like New York called for change, opposing the war and current government actions. Over 3,300 protests occurred globally.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un inspected a combustion test of an improved missile engine on March 29th. State media reported the engine's capabilities have improved by 25% since last year, intended for a new intercontinental ballistic missile or ICBM. Kim emphasized its significance for strengthening national military power as part of a 5-year defense plan.
Trilateral talks between Russia, Ukraine, and the U.S. regarding a peace plan are currently stalled with no clear prospect for resumption. Ukrainian President Zelensky noted the U.S. prefers to host the high-level discussions domestically due to security concerns linked to the Iran situation, while Russia insists on hosting them in the U.S.
A UN official criticized the Gaza ceasefire as nominal ahead of its 6-month mark, due to continued Israeli military attacks. The UNRWA Commissioner General stated Gaza residents suffer amid rubble and lack clean water. He accused Israel of politicizing humanitarian aid. Over 690 deaths have occurred in Gaza since the ceasefire began.
Russia's Deputy Prime Minister Novak instructed a ban on gasoline exports starting April 1st, expected to last until July 31st. This measure aims to stabilize domestic fuel prices and ensure supply amid global oil price volatility due to Middle East tensions. Russia has previously used such restrictions to address shortages and rising costs.
North Korea's state news agency announced on March 29th an agreement for media cooperation with Russia's TASS news agency. The heads of both agencies signed the accord in Pyongyang on March 28, following a TASS delegation's visit. This development reflects Russia's deepening collaboration with North Korea across various sectors since its invasion of Ukraine.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Actress Mariko Shinoda has announced her remarriage. She shared that she will marry someone she has been dating for a long time. Shinoda expressed her desire to walk calmly together with her new partner. She hopes for a peaceful future with the person she loves. This news was among the top trending entertainment topics.
The final game of the Kyosen Shogi tournament has begun today in Tottori. Current Kyo Soda Fuji is facing Masahiro Masuda, 8th Dan, in the 5th match. This decisive game will determine if Fuji defends his title or if Masuda captures it. Shogi fans are eagerly watching this ultimate showdown.
Actress Erika Toda apologized to Reboot drama fans for a popular online theory. Viewers speculated there were two ichikas based on her changing hairstyles. Toda explained on TV that hair changes simply matched her outfits, denying the theory. She expressed surprise at viewers' detailed observations.
University students interviewed director Shun Nakagawa and actor Mikan Ojino about the film 90 Meters. It portrays a high school student caring for his mother with ALS. The film highlights young caregivers regaining lost aspects of life and the need for support, aiming to raise awareness entertainingly.
Comedian Tenjiku Kawahara, 46, will conclude his agent contract with Yoshimoto Kogyo at the end of March. Yoshimoto Kogyo announced today, March 29th, that this decision was reached after mutual discussions. Kawahara's departure marks a significant change for the veteran performer.
The new animated film, the Super Mario Galaxy movie based on Nintendo's game, held its world premiere yesterday, March 28th, in Kyoto's Minamiza. The movie will be released nationwide on April 24th. Cast members like Chris Pratt expressed their delight, calling Kyoto the best place on earth.
Singer Akiko Wada, 75, hosted the final episode of TBS's Ako ni Omakase, today, March 29th. The show concluded its 40-year run. Wada shed tears of gratitude, expressing immense pride for hosting a live broadcast for 4 decades. She shared her deep emotions with the audience.
Sojiro Oki, novel Bright guitarist and freelance announcer, Keiyo Matsumoto, announced their marriage and pregnancy today, March 29th. In a joint statement, they shared their joy about starting a family and asked for warm support. Matsumoto, also an M-League reporter, will adjust her work schedule.
Manga artist Yoshiharu Tsuge has passed away. Fellow artists Machiko Satonaka and Osamu Akimoto offered condolences. Satonaka said Tsuge brought new values to manga by depicting complex worlds. Akimoto hailed him as a flag-bearer of outsiders for his artistic works in Garo magazine, expanding manga culture.
40 aspiring students have successfully passed the rigorous entrance examination for the prestigious Takarazuka Music School today, March 29th. With joyful smiles, these new recruits will now begin their intensive training. They are eager to prepare for careers on the renowned Takarazuka opera stage, fulfilling their dreams.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。